Hello, I am Straight Jacket Jim, and I am a streamaholic.
And hello, I am the Warship, and
Oh,
I'm a
hang on, Shippy.
streamaholic.
Sorry, I don't know what's happened. Why are you not coming through? Uh, Tech issues. What's going on? Voice and video, voice meter. Live and dangerous. Hang on. Would you believe this actually worked on?
We can
When
hear us
was it?
both loud
Wednesday
and
night.
clear.
Oh, bugger it. Let's do
You-
this. And
Yeah, my scuffed issues are not supposed to come here.
the chat could hear you,
Now,
but okay.
now they can't hear me. You've done something.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I've just sent it through desktop audio. So,
Okay.
so yes, let's try that again, shall we? Hello, I am Straight Jacket Jim, and I am a streamaholic who definitely does not have PC problems.
And hello, I'm the Warship, and for once, I don't have any PC problems. And I'm also a streamaholic, and welcome to Streamaholics.
There we go. We really should update that command blue because unfortunately I'm the one that presses the buttons, not Pete anymore. So it's me pressing all the buttons that's causing issues. But yes, we're here for another Friday. How have you been, Shippy?
Yeah, okay. Obviously, St. Patrick's Day was yesterday. You may notice I'm in a different room today. It's because we moved my setup in preparation for my birthday tomorrow. So yeah, we've got everything in here for now. It looks a little bit reminiscent of the old days. We've got the what people used to call the dryer there, which is actually a Titan shield from Destiny. Guitar over there because we played a bunch of that last night as well. And yeah, we're just preparing for that. So that's kind of been my day. How about you?
I'm doing well as well. So did you say it's your birthday tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes.
It was my birthday on Wednesday.
Hey,
The
that's good.
birthday stream.
All that means is that I know so many people around this time, like within 5-6 days. Like it just means that all of our parents like the on that day specifically. Around about then.
I always look at what happened 9 months ago, and for March it's really weird because end of financial year? They got a good tax return.
Good tax return. Let's go out for some steaks.
Yeah. So but yeah. So that's good. So birthday love all round because my housemate's birthday was on Monday as well. So lots of birthdays. So
yeah, very good.
So we got a bit to talk about tonight. So we're gonna just hit up a quick update. So a couple of weeks ago we spoke about there was a particular company that were treating their ambassadors like shit. I'm still not going to name them because I don't think they deserve the airtime. We mentioned this on the weekly show as well, not the one just gone, but the week before. But they posted a tweet on the 9th of March that says, "We're sad to announce that effective now, we are freezing/suspending all activities. Ongoing is analysis by outside counsel for reorg to ensure fair treatment of clients, creditors, and employees. We expect more info by month's end. We are open to assistance, investment." And all I can say is it couldn't have happened to a nicer company.
Honestly, you're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong at all. Looking at it here, that last bit, holy shit. Like, you can't be even, there's no way to be more tone deaf than that. No. To be like, oh yeah, well, we made a big mistake because we were so money hungry and so clout hungry that we tried to force someone away from getting those benefits. But now also we can't work anymore. So please give us money. Horrible end to a horrible company.
Yeah.
And the only thing that sucks is that there have been people who have lost their jobs. Yeah. And that comes down to the whole canceling culture deal and all of that stuff as well. Like, when does it stop affecting the business and the shitty practice of the owner? And when does it start to affect the people, like the people who work there and things like that? And that's a bit of a problem, because obviously these people, they have jobs, mortgages, all that kind of stuff. And now they don't have the job to support that. And that kind of sucks a little bit for those people. Unfortunately, there's not much that we can not much that you can do about it, though, because it's all in or not, you know.
Yeah, and that's it. You can't punish the company without punishing those employees, and it's unfortunate, and I do feel for those employees that have lost their jobs. But by the same token, I would rather support a company that's more ethical in their behavior, or at least not so overtly freaking stupid about it. Like, 'cause,
I mean, the problem is too is that, like, you know, you've worked in, I'm sure, because I have, you worked in dodgy places before.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
When do you not turn a blind eye? Like, how do I know that all these people who are like, you know, I have no job anymore now, how do I know that they weren't sitting there laughing behind the camera when old mate was talking? You know, there's no way of knowing that stuff. Like, we don't know how long they turned a blind eye to shitty practice. We don't. So...
And that's why where it comes down to the culture of the company, and that's why culture is important. Because if you can be the best person around, but if you get into a company where the culture is you laugh at that stuff, then you'll get nervous and you'll start laughing at that stuff too. Because and over time it will just become a habit. So you have, as a worker, you have to be really strong and take a stand on where your morals are. And sometimes you can't do that. I accept that because you need money. And like, let me tell you, I don't like the place I'm currently working at. And if I could leave, I would, but I need the money.
Yeah.
So, and the only thing you can do in places like that is let your displeasure be known. But also you don't want to become known as a whinger. So you make your displeasure known and then get on with the job.
You can't just keep saying, hey, this is a shit thing you're doing, stop doing it. Because ultimately, if they're paying your wages, they're paying your wages. And, you know, like, for me, you know, you either take a stand or you don't. You know, you take a stand knowing you're probably losing your job, or you don't. And then when it all goes to shit, you have no one to blame but yourself. And like, there's really nothing else you can do. Being caught in the middle of a rock and a hard place is one thing, but you have to be able to stand up for what's right as well. That's just my feelings on the situation.
Yeah. I do want to stress that I don't blame people that don't have that option though. Like we've all taken shitty jobs just to get the money to get going, and it is hard. Like if you can't feed yourself, then this is off topic, but that's why I'm such a big fan of concepts like universal basic income, where everybody, not just people on welfare or pensions and stuff like that, every citizen of a country gets enough money to live on. And then if you want to go out and work, if you want to get a job, then that adds to the money that you've already got. So
I think Sweden do that, don't they?
I think it was Sweden or Norway, one of the sort of Scandinavian sort of countries.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and it means that you'll get people that are working because they want to work, not because they have to work, and their mental health will just be better. And but yes, we've gotten right off topic there. But
absolutely. But like you're right. Like you know, it's hard. It is very difficult to take the right stance. And you know, for yourself, even full credit to you. You know, recently taking a second job too. I noticed that now, whenever I go down to my local 10-pin bowling place, I have an extra ball whenever I need it, and it's easy. You know, I just grab the head. And
Just can you not grip so tightly, man? I'm starting to get like headaches and shit. No.
So for those who don't know, Jim has obviously shaved his face and head completely for a great cause. Want to talk about that?
Yeah. So on Monday, I did the world's greatest shave for a cure. I had I used to have long hair. Actually, I've still got it in the bag here. It's almost a week later, and I still haven't sent that off to the wig maker.
No, it'll go moldy.
Oh no, I know. That's on the list to do tomorrow. I'll get that done. So I shaved off my hair. End up raising, I think it was $2,070 to go to the Leukemia Foundation there. So I'm very, very grateful to everybody that donated for that. And I'm a little bit glad that, like, because normally in March, it's starting to get a bit colder. It's not cold at the moment, so somebody hasn't told summer that their turn's not done, that their turn's done.
Yep.
So I haven't really gotten super cold yet, but I have found out things like, because I like stretching out like this and putting my hands on my head, and because there's not so much hair between my hands and my head now, I feel the warmth of the skin on my head rather than just the hair, which is a little funky. But yeah. So
that, you have a dim sim head. Can you like move your skin?
Oh,
and
yeah.
It moves outside of your brain, like hang independently of your skull.
That's not independently, but like I can go flat, wrinkly.
Step flat, back a little bit. There you
go. Flat.
I can see your brains.
Wrinkly. Yeah. Like you can see my freaking corn rolls, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like a Thanos chin, except
on my head.
The other way around. Fantastic.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you feel comfortable there? You feel good about it? Like, you've got it. Yeah.
I am just a little bit grateful because like I started the stream on Monday with, I think it was a reasonable amount. I think my first donation goal, because I came in wearing a hat, it was like $1,700 to take the hat off. So, and then the next one was $1,850 to shave off my beard, which we got to, and I did that. And then the next one was $2,100 to shave my eyebrows.
Good.
We didn't quite get that far, but like, it was one of those situations where I kind of wanted to, because my $2,300 goal was to draw my eyebrows back on afterwards.
Oh, fantastic.
And I did kind of want to get that, because that would have been fun to do. But I'm also kind of glad that I got to keep my eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you are fairly fair-haired as well, because you have like blonde, isn't it? Like a blondie brown hair usually.
Yeah, it's a brown hair, but like it's that thick. Like the hairdresser that I went over it twice with a cutthroat razor, and it still looked like I had some hair there. It's just there. It's not going to take long for it to grow back, I'll tell you that.
No, and like you can't see a bad hairline or anything like that, so it'll grow back pretty much exactly how it was before. Yep,
that's it. And I've got like, I'm not going bald anytime soon. Like you can see where the hairline is around here, so that's good.
No, it's a very wonderful cause. As someone whose life's been touched directly by leukemia, it's a very, very cool thing. So, I think that's really, really nice. So,
and thank you for bringing it up. I do like to mention it because my mum went through. She had thyroid cancer in late 2020, and like I did a bit of I spoke to mum and dad as in like an interview that I played during my stream, and like dad's mum, I didn't even know her because she died when dad was like 10, died of cancer, and he's had a brother die of it. Mum's had a brother die of cancer as well, and couple of aunts have survived cancer too. So it's a very near and dear thing to me, and to a lot of people, I would think, and it's great.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
That's all right.
I never have to do this, but can I quickly pop you? Can you go big screen for me, and I'll be right back?
Yep.
I have stuff I need to do right now.
Yep. No worries. And I just find it as it's a really good cause, and really like fundraising for any sort of those medical things I do, because I do Movember as well, that I try and do something big for. It's Big Jim. Hello, I'm Big Jim. I feel like that was in a cartoon or something. But better than Big Kev. I'm still kicking. I might actually start on our next topic just to wait while Shippy gets back. So there was an article a little while back. I'm just looking at the date here. The 4th of March on Bloomberg that talks about people leaving Twitch. And by that, I don't mean people like streamers leaving Twitch. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes leaving Twitch. And it's an interesting thing, and I feel like I say that a lot, but it really is an interesting thing because it's some big names that are leaving, and not necessarily names you'll know, but it's something like Bloomberg are reporting that more than 60 people have walked out the door just in 2020 up until the 4th of March, including, who was it? The head creative development left in late January. And there was also, hang on, I'm just scrolling down to find where it was, but there was like the chief operating officer disappeared as well. It sounded like there was a heap of people that knew the streaming game left. And part of the reason that Bloomberg was giving for that is because they were bringing in lots of Silicon Valley people, like from Facebook and Twitter and the social media pages, and they were trying to turn Twitch into a social media outlet. Now, Twitch is sort of social media, but it's not. Like, it's very different to your Facebooks and your Twitters and your Instagrams and all that sort of stuff. So bringing in these people might seem like a good idea, and some of those ideas could be leveraged to make Twitch better, but you still need to have the people that know the streaming game there to temper those ideas and say, okay, well, if you do that, this is going to happen. Especially like these people are coming in from places like Facebook and I keep wanting to say Twitch, but it's Twitter.
Yep.
Too many T's and W's, which have a lot of advertising revenue, and that's how they make their money. But the bulk of Twitch's money comes from people subbing. And if you don't have streamers on your platform to that people want to sub to, then you're not going to make your money. And it feels like behind the scenes, at least, Twitch is losing its way about what it is and how it makes its money.
I would agree with that, absolutely.
Yeah, and particularly like this move feels to me like it's been happening for a while, where like with the idea that Twitch wants you to do mid-roll ads, and stuff like that, and go, well, this isn't like YouTube where you can pause the video and then make the ad play and then start the video again. If you run a mid-roll ad in Twitch, you're missing part of the action.
Yeah, and it's bad too. Like I because I run them how they tell us to run them, and if you're not subscribed, you will get anywhere from 2 to 7 in a row, and that's just how it runs. That's how the system does it. Thankfully, though, most of the community who come through, and even the ones who come through and have visited for the first time, they will hopefully subscribe anyway, and that's what it's designed for. It's designed for annoyance. So it's created to artificially give a annoyance to the viewer. So the viewer's like, oh, I'm just watching this stream. I'm not going to subscribe to it. It's whatever. And then ad, and then another 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 ad. And its purpose is exactly clear, and obviously super transparent as well. Like super transparent. And they're trying to alleviate the dip in subscriber numbers right now, because there is quite a bit of a dip going on at the moment, as far as I can tell, metrics wise. They're trying to alleviate that by originally they were like, okay, well, we'll drop the prices. Don't think that's forever. I don't think that's forever. And I'm sure that we would be crazy to think that's going to be the way that it is going to be forever. I'm looking to the day when they're going to make it $10 again. But what they're doing is they're giving the streamer side more, hopefully more in the way of subscriptions, so that they don't have to pay them as much directly, and they'll still pay us the same, but Twitch will make more out of it. That is what it feels like to me. Whether that's true or not, but that's kind of how it feels like it's trending, and that's frustrating, because we just want to have a community that support, and we want to be able to talk to them and do all the fun stuff. And I don't want them to feel like, one, they have to subscribe not just to get 7 ads in a row, but at the same time, I don't want them to have to feel like they have to pay more to subscribe either, because we're in a really good spot with the subs at the moment. I guess they're just not making enough money out of it, or I'm not quite sure why they're doing it. But because they're not giving us money. Like, if you think, oh yeah, cool, now that you get 7 ads, Shippy, that means you're gonna make like $50. No, that's not happening. Like, Like we make $1.50 out of it, like
If
barely
that,
even that.
If that, yeah. And when we say
So-
$1.50, I mean a month. It's
This isn't even a joke. Like
ad revenue. Ad revenue is shit on Twitch, but it alarms me when people that know the streaming game behind the scenes are leaving because they brought in these other social media people that are trying to force those ideas onto Twitch, and it just it doesn't work like that. Like. No. Because of the live nature of the product, it's very different to everything else. It's not like you're scrolling through the feed. And let me tell you, if I jump onto a stream and before I can get in, it's going to show me 7 ads, I'm gone. I'm not sticking around. I'm not subbing. No. And like I was watching some esports the other day because ESL's doing a CS:GO Champions thing. I don't know. See, it was CS:GO and I didn't really understand it, but I was watching it and had it on in the background. And like most of the time between rounds, they'll put on they'll have a 5-minute break or something. And
and that's fine.
No, because they started the 5-minute break, and halfway through that they started playing 7 ads in a row, but the ads didn't finish before. Well, the ads finished after the break finished, so I missed.
That's less fine.
Yeah, that's less fine. Yeah, if you're going to put on the thing, you start your ads, and that's fine. Put on a Be Right Back screen and play your ads, and then come back. We've done that before in Go when we had our streamers playing games on here. You go on a Be Right Back screen, you play a 30-second ad or something, and go to the toilet. It just annoys me when it interrupts, and channels are forced to do that sort of stuff so that they don't get the mid-roll ad in the middle of action.
Yeah. In fact, looking at my ads now, they have made improvements, right? So this last period just gone, so up until the 15th of this month, I made $12.53. Ooh. Now, if you consider that I would have advertised in that time for all the people who just come in who aren't subscribed, hundreds upon hundreds of dollars worth of ads. Like it would have cost them a shitload to they would have charged a heap of money to those advertisers just to get the ads put there. And we're getting maybe like 20 cents, 30 cents, whatever it is, like if you're lucky, an ad. And that, like, to me, that's like, I understand that they're kind of moving in the right direction, but that's still not like, if you're going to make my community watch a bunch of ads, I want them to at least know that on the back end, I'm doing okay with it. Like it's helping me because my community cares about me. So, if I say to them, hey guys, I'm really sorry, but if you're not subscribed, the only way for things to work out in my favor is if we have these ads playing. But don't worry, it's not like they're charging nothing. We're getting okay with it. As long as I can do that, like I think that's okay. But when I say, oh yeah, look, sorry for the 7 ads, but also I'm getting $1.30 a month, like out of those ads, that would piss them off, just like it does me, So, yeah.
So, question for you then: mid-roll ads or pre-roll ads?
So I have a 5-minute start-up stream like deal. And it's a chance for the chat to start getting in and hyping and talking to each other and putting music requests in. I feel like if I didn't have that the way it's currently set up and it just played ads, that we would lose a lot of that initial oomph when I first got on stream. Because all of a sudden you're watching a car ad, you know what I mean? And because I stream late night for Australia, it's like they want to listen to music and close their eyes and listen to dulcet tones when I start speaking and all of that kind of stuff. So they don't want to be hearing, oh yeah, the new Nissan Pajero. Like, you don't want to be hearing like that really loud, like maybe Thunderstruck or something's playing in the background. And it's like, yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that. So
Shippy ASMR stream when?
Oh yeah, well, every stream is pretty much an ASMR stream here. But yeah, no, like there is certainly a element of my community that likes that kind of thing, and I think if I had one of those ear microphones, they'd probably be very happy. Also, I'm not wearing shoes today, chat, so you're lucky that you can't see my feet. I have a goal to never get on Wiki feet. ever. That's my goal. So yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
I was watching Grand Pooh Bear. He's like one of the he does a lot of Mario stuff, and I like it. And like I love some of the random conversations he has with his chat. And one of them was like he found out he was on WikiFeet, and which is funny because one of his memes through his channel is that he has no legs. But But more than that, like he said, well, I'm not happy about being on WikiFeet, but what's my rating? And then he's gone, no, I don't like that I'm on there, but if I'm on there, at least give me a good rating, all right? Come on, geez.
I at least want to know that I've got a good rating, at least.
Mm-hmm. You reckon you could have won an award for best feet?
I reckon. No, look, my feet, they are like, I'm not trying to hype them up or anything, but my feet are pretty special. Like they're pretty ace. I could even win an award, you know, like if there was like a feet version of the Streamy Awards, the Streamer Awards, I reckon I could come in with best feet. I reckon I could. And that's a beautiful segue for me right now.
It is.
Say that's the next thing we're talking about.
Is it? I'm glad I set you up for that. Did you notice that? Yeah.
I took it too. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I'm like, I'm gonna beat him there. I'm gonna beat him there to it. But yeah, so the Streamies. Set up by QT brain works, please quickly. What's the name? QT Cinderella. That's it. So originally, that's what it was set up through. Took place in March 12th, and essentially it was the way that the streamer awards work is that it's like part voted by people and part voted by a committee of people. So that allows them to navigate, you know, someone like me getting 10,000 people to just vote for me for no reason and somehow make it into a top list, you know, when I shouldn't be at that point. So they get to, like, you know, they give their different people the categories and all that kind of stuff, and then they vote independently. And yeah, so that went off. It was quite big. There's a bit of controversy there because XQC is once again being a big mad upset because XQC did not win Streamer of the Year.
Because XQC is a man baby that, you know, if he doesn't get his own way, he kicks and screams and takes his ball and goes home.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, doing this far better than me, like, and make no mistake about it, and definitely wouldn't have to try very hard to spit down on us. But yeah, like at the same time, like, didn't make it. What I thought was really, really good though is the Streamer of the Year is actually one of my favorite creators, and that's Ludwig. So Ludwig definitely, in my eyes, deserved it. And the fact that it wasn't a Twitch streamer either, and that it was actually a YouTube streamer now, that goes to show how much the platform itself has grown, like, and how much it's changed. Because, you know, that wouldn't have happened last year at all. So
yeah, and I must admit, like, I don't know a lot of big streamers. I know Ludwig's name. I know XQC by reputation. But like the other two that were nominated for Streamer of the Year, Mizkif and Sakano, I think.
Sakuno, sorry.
Yeah, I've never even heard of them myself. But I'm glad that Ludwig got it, because like when he moved over to YouTube, he was talking about doing all these tournaments and stuff like that. So he's not just streaming; he's actually creating things. And
the stuff he does is so stupid, but in a good way. Oh my god! Like, Elden Ring came out, and he's like, "I'm not turning off this stream until I beat it." Oh. And 4.5 days later, 701 deaths, he beat the game. So yeah, like, you know, like, he does stupid stuff like that all the time, and that's what's cool about the YouTube streams, because they're not your typical stream. You know, there's always something weird and fun about them. Like things like where he tries like all of the food from all over the world, like the best cereal from all over the world, and puts them on a tier list and things like that. But yeah, like Mizkif, he's one of the OTK guys who roll with Jay Schlatt. It does a lot of fun, chilled, like really chilled out content on Twitch. And funnily enough, I think that Mizkif won the Just Chatting award. Yeah, best Just Chatter, which I think is really, really cool. Saikuno, to give you a bit of on Sykkuno. Sykkuno is a lot of popularity when the Among Us boom hit, as well as GTA's RP sort of boom too. So you'll often, if you ever see Sykkuno on, you'll often see 26,000 people at any given time watching. So definitely a fairly full on streamer, and quite a stacked list really if you look at it too. But yeah, you weren't even actually, Mashy brings up a good point there. So people were trying to they wanted to stream the Stream Awards, and they were told not to because it was sharing content.
But to me, that's just like a given. Like, even the esports leagues, you can't restream it without permission from them. And it's just like, like I have a hard time sometimes because, like, it seems like 90% of Twitch doesn't understand copyright and or just ownership of music and fair use and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh, I can't play Taylor Swift's music on my stream. It's just like, yeah. Technically, you remember when, like, you're probably of a similar vintage to me, where you used to tape songs off the radio. That was piracy. Like, you weren't supposed to do that, and that's why a lot of all the announcers were sort of trained to talk over the beginning and ends of songs.
Yeah, I'm a LimeWire boy myself.
Oh, LimeWire, yeah. But even, sorry, just another story about LimeWire. I had a guy that used to download from there, but he would pay for LimeWire because it thought it made him more legitimate in getting the songs.
Less illegal, yes.
Yeah, you go, no, it's still illegal. It's just that you're paying for the program now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was having a look at some of these categories for the Streamer Awards, and I have a problem with some of these. And Zulu, our very own Royce Wilson, who's now our chief editor for GameOnOz.com over there, he has a big problem with awards. And talking to him, the way that they're done is an interesting thing. Like, if you go to the Oscars or the Academy Awards are called the Academy Awards because there is an academy behind it that people are a member of. Like, the Screen Actors Guild Awards are all awards for members of the Screen Actors Guild, so the guild runs them. The Streamer Awards and the Game Awards just sort of pop up and you go, all right, we're an awards show now. Awesome. What are your credentials? What are you using to do this? And there's just like that's a lot of the problem I find with not just like streaming or video games, but like esports as well, because there's no one overarching governing body. Like most sports come under or they at least can get investigated. Like, each country probably has their own anti-doping commission and stuff like that. But looking at this, like, we there was a category that came up that we were the Legacy Award. It's just like, what the hell is a Legacy Award? It's a legend who has contributed a great deal to and has shaped the streaming industry, i.e. a Career Achievement Award. That's like the category for somebody that we want to give them an award, but nobody's voted for them in anything else, so let's give them an award. Well, they
don't fit into any other hole.
Yeah, like, fine. If you, it sounds like they're almost trying to do like a lifetime achievement award, but it's not like streaming's not quite there yet. Like,
no.
Like, I know streaming's been going for a while, but it's still like a fair way off. But then when you get down into stuff like games, well, fair enough. There was like best role play, best there was best shooter game, best MMO game, best whatever game. But then you get down into stuff like best League of Legends streamer. And best Minecraft streamer, best Valorant streamer, best GTA, not even GTA 5, but GTA roleplay streamer. And I'm sitting here going, those are very specific categories. Like, why does Valorant not come under the best FPS streamer? Like,
yeah.
Why does GTA roleplay get it? Like, I understand that GTA roleplay is kind of unique, but why not just call it a roleplay thing and scrap the GTA so that it, like, there's the people that would play the MMOs where their characters are roleplay characters. So why can't they get in on that sort of stuff as well? And it just sort of seems too specific for me to actually be, and to be honest, it makes me wonder if those games, like Valorant's a Riot game, did freaking Riot drive a big truckload of money up to the front of these guys' doors and say, hey, can you just name a category after our game?
I mean, look, that's obviously something, but at the same time, there's a small amount of get off my lawn coming in that I can see right now, a little bit when it comes to this sort of idea in general, because like I do have to say is that while games like GTA are definitely it's definitely like the separation between GTA and GTRP is just non-existent anymore. If you look at the games that are currently number one on the platform, GTA is still like the top game on the platform. Like GTA, for example, for Twitch only, but GTA is still the top game on the platform. Minecraft is like third or fourth place. The thing is that when you have so many people, and I'm talking like if you look at some of the engagement here on these streamer award things, there's like 40,000 likes, 84,000 likes on some of these tweets going out about these awards. So it takes me to a place that's similar to the idea of drama channels being more popular, and that means theoretically better than traditional news stations. They're reporting news at a faster pace. It's able to be assimilated instantly. They're getting more views than all of like the major networks. When do they start to become the better version of the two things? Do you know what I mean? Like, so when it comes to the games, yeah, you can just say best survival game, best FPS game, or whatever, but the games themselves are transcending based on their viewership. So it's going beyond based off of the sheer volume of people. Like looking at the best Minecraft streamer was Tommy Innit. Tommy Innett's tweet about this, that wasn't even from him. It was just from the Streamer Awards thing that has 84,000 likes on it, let alone retweets and everything else. Right now, that's because Tommy Innit is a multi-millionaire and he's like 17.
I was about to say, it looks like he's all of 12.
Legitimately a very, very switched on dude. But he if you said best survival game and Minecraft wasn't the best survival game, even though it would have to technically be, but if for some reason something else knocked it off, all of a sudden one of the biggest performers on the platform just isn't there and just doesn't have a way to receive an award for something. And they're just left in the dark. And that's exactly what happened to XQC. As far as I'm aware, the way that it's gone through here is that they just simply didn't have a category that XQC could just walk in and win, because it wasn't going to beat Ludwig. But at the same time, there was no way to kind of give him anything else, because there were a couple of other ones that were originally put in as different categories that were removed. And he could have won one of those other ones. So there was a couple of the other vote categories were best political streamer and best sports game streamer. Both of those were removed because, he could have definitely got to both of those. And that's what the problem is with the idea that maybe people on the board were the reason why XQC didn't win, rather than the fact that XQC didn't do good enough. And that's where the controversy is with these particular awards at the moment.
Well, but see, to me, that's not an issue. If you're not good enough to win an award in those categories, then you're not good enough to win an award. And like, to me, the way you're talking there about there wasn't a category that XQC could walk into and win an award, that shouldn't be what it was about. You shouldn't be creating the categories for streamers to walk in and win. You should be making them so that they create competition. And Tim Innit, sorry, I forget.
Tommy Innit.
Tommy Innit. Like, whether you put it in a survival one or have a category for sandbox game or something like that. Like, yeah, if you can't win it, you can't win it. Like, not everybody can win an award. You know, this is supposed to be for the best of the best, and it's like you look at the Oscars now. Oscars go for half a day with all the awards. They're not even telecasting all the awards that get given out now because there's just so goddamn many of them, and some of them, and like I don't know. I have there's a couple of problems I have with this. One is the categories, which we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes here. But two is who says that these awards are the industry awards for streamers. It's like looking at the how it works and looking at
that's the point too. That
hang on,
everything went off. I think we're back.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to refresh your video source. Refresh. But yeah, just looking at like, so the way it works, like you nominate, there's a nomination period, and that's only open for not even 2 weeks. So that's and their viewers submitted nominations, and then there's a voting, and there's looking at what they're saying here. Voting starts on 21st of February, runs till the 6th of March. 70% viewer vote, 30% panelist vote. Yeah. That anything that gets people to vote on, like not the wider public to vote on something, automatically loses its credibility to me, because that stuff can be rigged. Like here in Australia, around Australia Day, there's a national radio station called Triple J, and they do Triple J's Hottest 100 around Australia Day, and it's voted on. And there was a big thing one year because it's people that don't listen to Triple J will vote for the Triple J's Hottest 100 because it's what you do. It's what people want to do around Australia Day. To the point where 1 year a Taylor Swift song almost got voted in as to the Triple J Hottest 100 because there was what was the word? A campaign run by BuzzFeed to try and get Taylor Swift into the Hottest 100. And in the end, it didn't get in because in the Triple J's Hottest 100, there's a rule that says there can't be a big media campaign to get you into the awards, because Triple J's, it's a government-funded radio station, and they generally play unsigned or lesser-known bands. And it just that's the problem that I have with voting things, especially in this sort of a thing. So if you get a streamer like your XQCs and your Ludwigs and your Pokemains that say, "Oh, look, I've been nominated for this, go and vote for me," they've got the viewership that will just shit over most other people. And that's not to say they don't deserve some recognition of what they do, because they're huge streamers, and you don't get huge without offering something of value. But like, just the fact that it's publicly voted just goes, there's no credibility here for me.
No, honestly, I get it. I understand, like, because it is supposed to be a popularity contest too. And I even get what you're saying about, like, if you can't get it, you can't get it. But one thing that I have learned in the last year and a half of being a streamer is that everybody really cares about themselves the most. And when it comes to content creators, and they all require constant ego attention. Now, obviously,
I would refine that a little bit and say that as a streamer, because we have to measure our own success somehow, we require validation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there is definitely a constant level of validation that's required, especially once you hit a certain level too. Like even at the lower levels we do, but when you hit like a certain level where you're making millions of dollars a year, all of a sudden you need even more of that support and validation. And yeah, I feel like leaving some of these people off these lists would cause more trouble than it was worth. And maybe that just means it's not a legitimate awards show. But did we really think it was anyway? At the end of the day, it's got a Pepe the Frog as its award, like mascot,
as the statue,
trophy. Yeah. So it's not exactly what I would call like a very prestigious award as it is. It's rather a reflection from the community as to who they consider to be the people, the best people. Now, they go into some crazy stuff. We've been saying this before with the categories, really weird stuff too. Like best ASMR streamer. Obviously, Amaranth won that one. Best philanthropic streamer was Jacksepticeye for all the top of the morning stuff and the cloak brand stuff and all the charity stuff. And yeah, there's just a bunch of weird ones.
The weirdest one for me though is best chess streamer. Like, is chess seriously that big a category on? Like, I know it was the flavor of the month for a while, but it was just like, is it that big a pull on streaming that that it now needs to be? It's some of the categories are just weird for me.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it's more of a face value thing. You have to take it sort of as it is, and not what we think when we think of, big awards ceremonies. I don't think it's ever going to be that level. Yeah. And I don't think they've got anything for it either. So
yeah. Well, look, honestly, if you take away my gripes with how things are nominated, most of these categories I'm okay with, like best battle royale streamer, best MMO streamer, best roleplay streamer. So why can't GTA roleplay be put in that category? And best FPS streamer. So why does Valorant need its own category when you've got a best FPS thing?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think it comes down to the size and scope of the individual things. Like Minecraft is so far beyond anything else. If you put it down, if you went straight to just best game and reduced everything else, you would find it hard to go past a GTA or a Minecraft. Like you would find it really difficult to do that. But you're slightly breaking it down into these subcategories, it just works a little bit better. Plus, it gives the spotlight to people who, maybe they would never get a look in otherwise. And that at the end of the day, it's all about attention and clout and growth and that's all these. This is all it is at the top level of streaming. Is it's a clout grab. It's a look at me. Now that everyone's looking at me, buy my merchandise. Like that. That's what it is. And if it helps all of them, then so be it. You know what I mean? Like if it does, then I don't have a problem with it. But if they ever present it as like we are the Oscars, then it would be a different story to me. So that's kind of my thought on that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, and like everybody likes to receive awards. I
like awards.
Yeah, I like awards too. I like winning things. Like I got won $10 in a lotto ticket I got for my birthday today, so that's $10 I didn't have before.
Fantastic.
You know what people don't like receiving though? Legal action. So it's a sad thing, but hate raids have come up again. But Twitch apparently is taking legal action to combat some of these anti-LGBTQ plus hate raids. So from what I could tell, and I've been reading into it a little bit, but it does my head in because most of them seem to be coming from this service called Cozy TV, which was it's so not even on Twitch. We're not talking like somebody on Twitch. We're talking about a different platform altogether that was started by a far-right white nationalist, Nick Fuentes. So he's decided that he's going to do all these hate raids and boast about them, and it sickens me. And like, And really, when I don't know how he's doing the raids or how, like, if he's using some Twitch API to send them over there, or if he's just telling everybody, "Hey, everybody, here's the link. Let's go to this streamer's page and abuse the shit out of them." But it just
they've been doing it via Discord, as far as I know.
Yeah. But that it just sickens me. Like, why do you feel? Do you feel that threatened by these people that you need to do this?
I mean, I've been victims of this, and I tell you, the second that if you put LGBTQIA plus in the title or in the tags for this particular stream, if you put ally in there, if you put bisexual in there, or any of the other denominations, I would say by the end of the stream, we would have banned 20 people. That's what happens to me. Like, if I leave those tags in my streams, my mods will tell you that legitimately all they do is ban people whenever I do that. Because, that's how it works. Even before this sudden resurgence in hate raids, it was happening fairly regularly. We'd still get between sort of 5 and 10 most days. So, and it doesn't even just extend to that. It extends to body positive. It just extends to any kind of racial tags as well. All positive tags, obviously. But the second you put anything that is not, what anything that people can find a reason to hate, and they'll come for you. Like, Mashi has seen me do it and seen the depression subroon as well. Everyone pretty much from my stream who's now listening and watching this, they've seen what it does to you too. Like, even though I go off and I swear at them and I call them a bunch of names and all that kind of stuff, and I give them way too much attention on purpose because I'm like, what are you going to do? Come on, let's try harder. Even though you do that, it wears you down. By the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th person coming in and saying the same thing, like, because I used to have the thing about my neck being broken in my about me, they would come in and say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna throw your wheelchair in the ocean, you cripple," or something like that. And I'm like, man, I can walk, I can lift weights. Like, I had a broken neck. Are you stupid? But yeah, they see that one thing and they're like, boom, let's attack that. Because I couldn't find anything else to attack me about it. Because I don't have any, like, outwardly, like, as a bisexual person, I don't have any, like, outwardly bisexual stuff anywhere. The people can go, oh, straight away, blah, insults, you're this one. Like, it's not there. So they just attack whatever they can find when they get there. So not only is it not automated, because they're actually coming in and they're figuring out what to do, it's real people coming in and doing it. So it's not bots, it's not any other bullshit. It just sucks.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about it. Like, it's when I was first sort of hearing about this and going, it was another case of Twitch. What the hell can't you do? Because there's you can set if your channel can be rated or not. You can do that. You can make it. So I'm sitting there thinking, why can't you just have, like, a blocked list of people that can't raid you? So if you find there's a dickhead streamer that's giving you hassles, you just block them and be done with it. But the fact that they're coming from other services, like they're doing their own Discords and stuff like that, how do you stop that? Like, you really can't.
It's very difficult to track. It's very, very difficult. What they've started to do, though, is I don't know if you've seen it or not, if you've had to deal with it much, but what I find is I think they track their IPs, because if someone comes in, it'll say likely ban evader next to their name, and then they'll put the same hate that they just put in, but it will be held until a mod clears it. So they're able to take it down into IP addresses and things like that. It's only a matter of time before you can fix that, though. Like, that's a simple fix.
Yeah. I would say, like, just turning your modem off and turning it back on again and get most people a new IP address.
Yeah.
Especially these freaking troglodytes that are just knuckle draggers without nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, they're there for a very specific reason. This is their entertainment, and it doesn't matter who it hurts, But yeah, so, like, I've definitely seen, easier VPN gets around that without even a second thought. And, like, I could do that right now with Nord. It's just the way that if they want to come, they will. That's the thing. So the best advice that I've ever given anyone is to just even though you want to support those tags, unless you're willing to weather the storm, just don't have them on your stream. Unless you're willing to sit there and go, let's just roll with these, and we'll just ban people as they come in, because we did that for a long time. Unless you're willing to do that, you just don't do it. You just don't have them on there. But everyone knows me. Everyone knows my situation. If you've been in my stream for any moment of time, you know that I'm supportive of everyone, all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit hard that you can't show your own representation because of the way that people troll stuff. But whether or not they can actually sue them is a different story altogether.
Well, the only thing they can sue really, I think, is breaching the terms of service. So they would have to find those specific people and sue them for breach of TOS.
Yeah. And obviously, like Cozy TV are probably liable in some form of it anyway, just because they're providing a platform for it all.
Well, it also depends where that's hosted. So if it's hosted in Saudi Arabia, where they frown on all that sort of sexuality stuff, then getting that taken down.
Problem. And that's another whole issue altogether, because the world is an open thing. So it's disappointing, but it's nothing we haven't been through before. And I think it does account for a bit of the decline in viewership across the board. A lot of people are seeing their numbers not quite where they were recently. And a lot of that is probably due to this kind of stuff, because it's not fun. It's not fun being in the crowd for it. It's not fun being the streamer for it. None of it's fun. So, yeah.
I do want to have a chat about this next topic. It's not...
Speaking of fun.
Yeah, we've got to have fun with it, because there's really not much there to talk about. But, basically, something's happened, and Dr. Disrespect and Twitch have come to some agreement, and something's happened, but we're not sure what, because nobody will talk about it, which is... that happens in these court cases. They just say, "Oh, yeah, no worries," and nobody can talk about it. Cool.
Yeah.
So they've come to some sort of understanding, and that's it. But Dr. Disrespect's not coming back to Twitch, but he's been pulling some pretty big numbers on YouTube, I believe. But like. I want to play a bit of a game with you, Shippy. I want to play a bit of a game. I want to come up with some reasons that this happens. So reasons that we think Dr. Disrespect disappeared from Twitch.
Okay. Have you got a ridiculous one first? Because I've got one that could be real.
I do have one. I believe his planet needed him for just something really, really quick. So he had to just straight away. He looked at his phone and he just saw the message there, so he turned off his stream and went back home to wherever he was from and dealt with that. And then Twitch wouldn't let him back on because he wasn't he disappeared. Nobody knew where he was. So yeah, and now they've somehow I think Bezos, who is also an alien, everybody knows that. He's been talking with Dr. Disrespect's people, and they've sorted something out, and so there's probably some intergalactic war that was about to break out that's now been averted, and they're kind of happy, but they're not talking to each other anymore. So that's why I think Dr. Disrespect left Twitch. Yep,
that's a pretty good one, and honestly, you went far more ridiculous than I thought you would.
I did. I added in that Bezos thing. I went, oh yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to go with that.
Because there is some credence to the thought that he may be from another planet. Because honestly, at this point, why in the would you at all decide to back this new thing that is doing right now, Dr. Disrespect? Now, this is something that we didn't talk about previously before the stream at all, but man, I can't do it. I can't get behind it. It is a killer. It has killed games. It's killing people's careers on the internet. The deal. Dr. Disrespect is backing a game. Part of the game, part of the incentive and growth of the game is NFTs.
Oh, God damn it. So,
the game itself is using NFTs actively in game. And that's just shit. That's just kind of cause you nothing but problems. Every time a game puts NFTs in, the community getting around it are like, no, don't do that. Don't give me more things to spend money on. I don't want to pay for a JPEG. Please no. It's at a point now where the initials NFT are just anathema. They're just like a disease. I'm a little bit. Maybe that could be why. Maybe somewhere way before, maybe there was going to be like the early NFTs. You know, just before Dr. Disrespect kicked off, and he's like, "I'm gonna release some NFTs," and Twitch is like, "No, that's really stupid. Don't do that. That's really dumb. Don't do that at all." And then he's like, "No, I'm going to do it." And then like, "Well, you can't do it on Twitch, so get like." And maybe that's what happened, because at the end of the day, we're not going to know. At the end of the day,
that's right.
No one's saying a word. I don't have the money for NFTs, even if I did have the money for them.
Okay. Finance is. I feel like whoever made up the finance field just did it for shits and giggles, and now somebody in finance has gone. Oh, they've like taken a and gone. Fucking here's a good one. I'm gonna make them buy a copy of a picture, and I'm going to say they own that picture, but it's great. Anybody can copy that same picture. I
hate that too, because that's also stupid. Because it's not about that; it's about the blockchain. Like, I get it. I get right click, but the idea behind it is like putting your art. Imagine if the Mona Lisa had like a categorized time frame that people owned it. You know what I mean? Like over time, that you'd have that forever, and you'd always have that person would have always at some point owned the thing. So I get that side of it. And I understand if you right click it, it's not really yours because someone's paying for the real thing. But at the same time, it's just something that the internet is not ready for. As much as everyone thinks that Web 3.0 is this big thing that all the finance bros love it, but it's not something that your average person understands at all. And you had the recent thing with Ice Poseidon too. That was a really big one, actually, that we should have spoke about at some point. Ice Poseidon is an IRL streamer, and probably, actually, I would say probably the person who really invented like the category. A bunch of like what's it called? Word. Pranks. So a bunch of prank stuff, and like that really popularized like the prank and IRL sort of world together. And like, honestly, a really, really big name. And Ice Poseidon had it created a NFT. A system, all that kind of stuff. I think it was a coin. Actually, it could have been an NFT. It could be a coin. I'm not sure which one it was. I'm just trying to see if I can find it here. But it's one of the two. But either way, what happened was, like happens with everybody, he got his community around it. They spent like I think $3 million was what was the amount that was put in, and then he just sold all of his shares and pumped and dumped, and then literally took all of his community's money, like all of it. And then he got found out about it, and they were like, "So, you're going to give that money back? You really should. It's a really shit thing." And he's like, "No, I don't have to. This is my way out. This is my way to go not be a content creator anymore." So he's more than happy to do it. And because the laws around like your NFTs and everything like that, they don't really have. There's no real way to save it if you've had it happen to you. There was a recent thing where I think it was $200 million worth of stuff was just stolen from like the NFT, like one of like the central resource areas, because it got hacked. Like, you can't. There's no protection for you at all. So that's what the big issue is with NFTs in general. That's why people get freaked out about it, because for one, your average everyday person doesn't get it, and if they do decide to invest in something like that, typically as a friend or a family member or someone they know roughly who's like, "Yeah, man, get involved in this, get involved in the NFT thing. It'll be really, really cool. I know how to do it. I'll teach you." And then when you do it, they're like, "Oh no, do your own research. You figure it out yourself. You do your own research." And they do that because it creates it obfuscates the issue. So you, as someone who knows nothing about it, No idea. You invest and then you lose all your money. And you know who wins? Your friend.
The Ponzi scheme creator that came up with NFTs wins.
Oh, yeah. But like, he's literally stepping on your friends and family and content communities to make a bit of money. That's what it is. And yeah, that's why, I mean, the Dr. Disrespect thing, that's a big negative tick, like a big cross for sure. So maybe it was all about that.
All about the NFTs, you reckon? That's why I would go one further. I reckon Twitch went, shit, that's a good idea. We want to do that. So get off our platform and we're just going to use that idea. All right. So another reason why Dr. Disrespect left Twitch. Let's have a think. What can we come up with?
They want him to shave his mustache.
That's it. Yeah. See, that would make me leave. Although I shaved I shaved a beard off, not a mustache, so technically that's all right. Yeah. He just bought a big ass Lego kit and he wanted a few days off so that he could do that, but his Twitch contract wouldn't allow it.
Wonder who did that and did not prep for this podcast.
I don't know. Was it you, Shippy? Was it you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a Super Star Destroyer right here. I don't know if you can see or not, but I definitely have one of those.
You definitely cannot see the one right behind me there. It's on the shelf, half completed. Yeah.
Oh well, no, like just looking through and to go back and forth, but this thing is so Midnight Society is his game developing company, right? Set to be a multiplayer PvP. There'll be 10,000 early access NFTs or founders passes priced at $50 a head, like before anything else, and you get a bunch of stuff in game. So it's like buying DLC, except it's tradable. That's the thing. That's the reason why they say it's going to be really cool, because it's like it's a tradable. So the way they frame it that I've heard is, imagine you got a bunch of CSGO skins that you really like, but you don't play the game anymore. You can't do anything with them. They're just, you've spent money on them or you've found them or whatever, and that's it. But in this NFT world that they keep talking about here, theoretically you could sell them to someone else. Isn't
there an in-game marketplace in most of those things where you can offload them anyway?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah,
but that's apparently the kind of the theory behind it all.
I've heard that one as well. So, but going further, where you supposedly can sell these skins between games, but that's not how games work. They've got totally different systems. They've got totally different body models. They've got totally different everything. Not only that, but right, Fortnite, they brought in a lot of licensed skins. So are you like, is suddenly Fortnite's licensed skins able to be transferred from that game into a Call of Duty, and you've got Spider-Man and Thanos running around shooting shit? Like it doesn't work like that. If it worked that easy, I'm sure somebody would have come up with a way to do it, but NFTs are not going to be the thing that does it.
Yeah. No, and look, honestly, I see a tweet here from someone, and they said if he had just called it a $50 cosmetic, no one would be saying a single thing. But it is purely because it has the word or the initials NFT associated with it at all. That now all of a sudden, he's not allowed to be anywhere anymore. Banned. Yeah,
but that's also fair enough. Like, why would you call it anything other than a skin? Like, it doesn't need to be an NFT to be used in the game. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah,
I have a hate on for NFTs and cryptocurrency in general.
And I get that too. I understand, because like I said, it's very scummy. It's very scummy. It is, and I always have a bit of a laugh. Like going back to the GameStonks thing last year, where like there was a hedge fund that tried to short GameStop stock, and then everybody went, you know what, we're going to buy GameStop stock and send this mob bankrupt.
And all of a sudden, these stockbrokers who for years ago, if you knew what you were doing, you could make millions of dollars like us. And then everybody started doing that, and they've gone, wait, no, you're not allowed to play the game like that. And you go, well, that's exactly what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So now they want laws to stop, like Robinhood was one of the stock trading apps because people gamed it better than what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's a bit off track.
No, I totally get it. I understand. It's just it's not a good look, I guess, at the end of the day. Like it's not a good look for anybody. And we're in a situation now where it's going to be somewhat of the future. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are getting behind it. You know, FaZe, for example, FaZe Banks, FaZe Clan in general, they're pretty heavily behind it. There was that big controversy earlier in the year with them, obviously, where there was a big pump and dump, but they didn't know about it, or they did. There's a lot to go through. If you wanted to go through that, I recommend Mum's Basement as a good place to get actual proper information. But as far as like that goes, it's starting to become a part of our space, whether we like it or not. It's starting to be a thing. I am very happy that most of the communities that I'm involved in and most gaming communities tend to be like, you're into NFTs. Well, at least we know. Like, you know, I'm very happy that is the sort of the general attitude. But again, Web 3.0 is the next step for a lot of people, and they've all got the money to push it too. That's the problem, because they've made a lot of it, you know, a lot of money like on this stuff. And, you know, who knows who lost all of that money, but someone had to lose it. At the end of the day, if someone made money, someone else lost money. So, that's the hard thing. So, I have no idea what Dr. Disrespect did wrong. Obviously, no one does. And if you look it up, is that blanket statement from him that's just like, me and Twitch, we're good. That's it.
Yeah.
And don't ask any other questions because you won't get them.
That's it. And like I said, it's the result of any legal case. And even stuff for settlements and stuff and things like that, there'll be some clause in there where neither party are allowed to talk about it. So it's not surprising that they're not talking about it. It's a point of curiosity. You know, let's just speculate that he went home to his planet, or I don't know, maybe he drunk dialed somebody at Twitch's wife, and you know, something happened there. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to speculate about.
Well, the thing is that like, even though we don't know, it's like with anything. It's like with anything that we like, you know, it's like that morbid curiosity thing. You know, when someone sadly passes away, like, I don't know if you did, but the first thing I did when I heard that Warnie died was like trying to find out how, because you know, you're like, oh, it was definitely something like not good, you know, like, you know, your brain goes there. And even if it's like, please just don't, family respect at this time, etc., etc., there's something in our brains to go, but I want to know. I want to know. I have to know.
See, like, I go the other way. Like, if you know what a person has been like in life, you can make an educated guess about, especially like, I'm going to cop so much shit for this, but this is Warnie, who died in Asia of a suspected heart attack. You do the math. Right? It's
look. Yeah. No, I'm not going to say anything neither here nor there about it. But what I will say is that no matter who it is, you know, Michael Jackson, another example of that. You know, you were like, I have to know. I have to know what happened. And there's something in our brain that does that, and it extends to this as well, where it's like, we just like to watch dumpsters that are on fire. We just like to watch, like, and it's not just that, we want to know who lit the fire. We want to know, you know, everything about it. And it's just this, like, in our nature to kind of want to get around all of it. It's 100% like rubbernecking. Absolutely. You know, like trying to see what happened. That's the worst one for me, driving past a car accident and just trying not to take a sneak to see what happened. Is there any severed limbs, you know, like, you know, but in your brain, there's something that just goes, go and have a look. Go have a look, Shippy. Go have a quick look. Even though you'd be traumatized if you saw it, absolutely. But yeah. So yeah, we just want to know what happened, but we're not going to. And it's like when a celebrity couple breaks up, why'd they break up? Who cheated on who? Who did what? It's like, no, just leave it alone. You don't need to know. Like, yeah.
And the people that still aren't over that Brad cheated on Jennifer Aniston.
Not my Brangelina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says, I've resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits to any wrongdoing. And that's all it says.
Yeah.
So even if that sounds very passive aggressive. That sounds like someone did something wrong, but nobody's admitting to it. So
yeah. And we won't, like you say, we'll never know. What are you talking about my sex dungeon for?
You guys are supposed to know about
leave that.
sex dungeon,
Leave that out of it. It's a secret. Shh.
We've told you guys not to talk about that before.
Yeah.
It's. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of where we will leave off on that because there's not much else to say, honestly. Like, he's doing good stuff over on YouTube. Good content. It doesn't matter where you stream at the end of the day. Like, I'm going through that same kind of process myself. I'm doing a lot of new stuff over on YouTube in the way of actual video content. And I've been learning editing and all that kind of stuff. And we're branching into some new stuff there. Whether or not that means I am a constant Twitch streamer anymore in the future, that leaves we have to wait and see on that. But does that make me any less of a content creator if I'm not here 6 days a week? No. And at the end of the day, now we're getting options. Like, now we are getting options when it comes to where you stream and what you stream and all of that kind of stuff. So competition's good, just like WCW and WWF. Like back in that Attitude Era of wrestling, that was when it was the best era, when there was competition.
Yep.
So yeah. And that means more money for everyone, hopefully, involved. Like, that means like better deals, fairer pay, all the cool stuff that we as streamers and content creators desperately need. So, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Yep. That's it. That's all good. That's all what we want as Streamaholics here. So, thanks everybody for watching tonight. It's been a blast. Shippy, thanks for having me back on.
Oh, no, as always. And, other than the 10-pin bowling alley, where can people find you on the internet there, friend?
They can find me strolling down the gutter, unless the guards are up, in which case I'm just going side to side. But no, they can find me at Straight Jacket Gym on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and I believe I have an Instagram account. Not that I use it, so don't follow me there. But mainly Twitch and Twitter is where I spend most of my time. And where can we find you, Mr. Shippy?
I mean, my socials are fairly similar. It's pretty much the Warship everywhere you go. YouTube is the Warship, like youtube.com/the Warship. Twitch is /the Warship. Instagram is /the Warship. TikTok is /the Warship. Hub is /the Warship. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Although the one place it isn't is Twitter, where it is _Warship. Because I still can't get the stupid name. I'm just over it. I'm just done. I'm just not going to have the name anymore, and that's what it is. I would love to change my name now that I'm not the Warship anymore as a wrestling person, but I also would never want to leave it alone either. So for now, I'm in that weird sort of, use two different things. Maybe I'll buy a domain that will be like a direct link from that domain to Twitch or to Twitter so that, I can have it for myself. But yeah, guys, thank you for being here, for listening along with us. Thank you so much for hanging out again once more there, Jim. And from me, the Warship, for Straight Jacket Jim, I'm a Streamaholic, he's a Streamaholic, and now you're all Streamaholics. Have a wonderful night, and please stick around for the raid.
Hey, legends! Thanks for watching the show. If you want to make sure that you're across all of the Game on Oz content here on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button. Likes and comments also help us out in the long run. Cheers. I'll see you on the next one.